Hello, my name is Timothy Haynes, and this is my research proposal for my action research assignment at Park University. This proposal is to start my research into how students perceive the educational benefits of performing arts within the Kansas City area. The proposal will introduce the topic with past research. I will be going over the environment and type of population in the study. Additionally, the proposal will include which instruments I will be implementing in the research, and then finally, the proposal will go over my hypothesis of the outcome of the research. Grandview High School, where I teach, has a great tradition of supporting their performing arts communities. We've won many marching band competitions, as well as scored high on our choir competitions, and then theater has received awards in the past, yet we just don't see the support from our community or our district, just financially. Arts programs in school districts are becoming more obsolete as schools teach to the test. An example of this is UMKC recently released a budget that would close their theater program, which undermines the profession and the skill sets needed to perform these various tasks within the art. As more arts programs around the country are closing due to the lack of budget and interest from their boards, it is important for me to look within my own community. It is important for me to preserve the integrity of the performing arts not only in Grandview, but in the Kansas City area. The literature review, past research. The first source I used was written by Jay Green. It was titled Major Benefits of Students Who Attend Live Theater. This article was from the University of Arkansas. It explores students who achieve the same comprehension scores when they see a movie version or a play or live theater. So basically, they're comparing two sets of students: one who just sees the movie version, and another who sees a live theater version. And when they did this, they gave 6 weeks after they watched the performance to give these students the test, and they found out that 83% of the students who attended the play Hamlet could identify the key characters within the plot, and 94% of the students could articulate how Ophelia, which is like Hamlet's love interest in the play, how she died. Green's team found that students who watch the play in live theater will do better at comprehension of the play than if they were just to read it or watch it on a movie. My second source was Jennifer Hubbard. That was titled Research Proves First Stage Theater Academy Has Positive Impact on Emotional Intelligence. First Stage is an organization in Milwaukee, Wisconsin that hired a third-party research company to gather information on their students. In this article, they described EQ, which was coined by Daniel Goleman, a psychologist. The term goes over emotional intelligence, and according to Hubbard, describes the ability and capacity or skill to identify and assess the emotions of oneself and others. Furthermore, EQ has been linked to the success in life, such as steady, fulfilling careers, healthy marriages, positive relationships, good parenting, and good physical health. So EQ is very important, and they found out that the First Stage Theater Academy had a positive impact on EQ, with 61% of the students having growth on their overall EQ when they attended this academy. Students who participated in the category, students who participated in the academy grew in 3 categories: knowing yourself, choosing yourself, and giving yourself. Students also increased EQ in navigating their emotions, optimism, and empathy. The third source is an article that is titled The Educational Value of Field Trips. That's by Brian Kisada, Daniel Bowen, and Jay Green. This article is similar to the one that Jay Green did before with students going to live theater. This study specifically asked students from Arkansas, Oklahoma, and Missouri to visit the Crystal Brides of American Art, which is a museum in Arkansas. The study found out that art affects students' levels of critical thinking, historical thinking, tolerance, and empathy. The researchers concluded that students had improvements in their knowledge of and the ability to think critically about art, display stronger historical empathy, develop higher tolerance, are more likely to visit such cultural institutions as art museums in the future. This article helps. This article was put in there because it just helps me shape uh, where I wanted to put the research and how I wanted to drive this action research. The fourth source is from a 10-year-old study by S. Heath, A. Roach, and A. Roach entitled Imaginative Actuality, Learning in the Arts During Non-School Hours. So Heath and Roach basically wanted to fill the institutional gap from schools, families, and churches that schools, families, and churches could not. Uh, they say that organizations such as athletic, uh, service, and art based provide mentoring relationships, collaborative group dynamics, and balanced play and work. Art based organizations offered a unique element of imaginative creativity. In their study, they found that students in these programs had more opportunities to use their imaginations in a realistic context. Students learned students learned skills that allow them to gain decision making and strategy building. Students had a significant increase in their complex language. Furthermore, students develop linguistic habits and language skills in and out of school. Additionally, students who were in these schools after school programs gain a higher self-esteem that those not involved in those. My fifth article is from Valerie Strauss from the Washington Post. This one basically highlighted the skills that children gain from the arts. The first one was creativity, then confidence, problem solving, perseverance, focus, non-verbal communication, receiving constructive feedback, collaboration, and dedication, and accountability. So, in this article, she sums up how all 10 of these skills are gained from uh, the arts. The sixth source was added called Singing is Good for You, an examination of the relationship between singing, health, and well being by Karen Hurst. This article was put in here mostly because I'm a theater teacher, so I innately just wanted to look at theater. So when I try to branch out to choir and band, I'm a little bit on the edge, but I know that these subjects are very important, and I wanted to cover those also. So Hurst explores the psychological and uh, physiological benefits of singing. The source is a collection of research that Hurst puts together in a common goal of learning about the benefits of singing. Hurst goes over the benefits of singing that many people have discovered, such as healthy respiratory function. Hurst also goes over research that states that singing and music may help you tolerate pain better. She says that passive learning experiences with music resulted in the reduction of pain levels, and subsequently, patients require less doses of opioids, which means that while someone was in surgery, they played music and their pain levels went down. In a cognitive stance, though, Hurst quotes a study that took homeless men into choir and they gave them a sense of accomplishment and improved their mental state. Therefore, these men could translate that sense of accomplishment into a psychological factor. My seventh source, which is titled What Research Says About Readers' Theater and the Impact on first through eighth graders' oral reading fluency, written by Kaylee Vaughn. This article goes over readers' theater, which I'm familiar with. It's in my subject matter. And she discusses fluency and how schools undermine and undervalue fluency. And fluency is a tool that students need for comprehension. Vogan points out that fluency is being left out of the curriculum in our schools since teachers have different views on what it is and how it contributes to readers. Vogan uses readers' theater as a tool to create fluency while looking at the four main aspects of fluency: reading rate, accuracy, expression, volume, phrasing, and smoothness. Vogan believes that one of the four aspects are achieved, then the student can fully understand a text, thus making reader's theater one of the most important aspects of reading comprehension. Okay, so my research hypothesis is that students will have a more positive view of the educational benefits of performing arts in the Kansas City area. I believe that students from rural areas will also have an increased impression on the educational benefits of performing arts programs in school districts. Materials and methods. Surveys for students to fill out will be 20 questions in length. The 20 questions will encompass all different types of performing arts and individual strengths and weaknesses for each type. Moreover, it will question the experience of the student with performing arts and statistics such as gender and grade. The population will be a simple random sampling. The students will be between the ages of 12 and 19, so anyone who could be in high school. And then those students will also be from the Kansas City area, whether it be from Kansas City, Kansas, or the Kansas City, Missouri. And I will make sure to separate that in the research. Environment. The environment in which this is happening is going to be Kansas City, Missouri, and the surrounding areas. This includes the Raytown area, the Grandview area, the Lee Summit area, Independence, Platte County, and Liberty school districts. And of course, I've said this again, but Kansas school districts will also be included because of their proximity. But I do think that the Kansas school districts have a different mindset when it comes to extracurricular activities. Instruction. Instruments. I'm going to use a survey that I'll create on Google Forms from the perspective of the educational benefits of performing arts in the Kansas City areas. Within that instrument, I will send out to all the school districts, having each theater teacher from each school district be my liaison into the implementation of the survey. With the survey, I will analyze every question and determine if students find band, choir, theater, or orchestra to be educationally beneficial. Furthermore, I will allow students to completely disagree with the performing arts and giving them an option to voice their own opinions against the performing arts. Hopefully, this will remove bias. There will be 5 demographic questions. There will be 5 theater, 5 choir, and 5 instrument type questions, which is band, marching band, orchestra. Strategy. So I guess my biggest fear for this research is the lack of participation. I will be giving this survey to a number of schools, which is not really easy, but I'm hoping that if I can convince the teachers to make it worth the students' time, that students will take the time and and complete the survey. I know that a survey did go out on my school recently, and the students really didn't like it because it was way too personal for them, and they basically just filled in the bubbles, which helped no one. I think that we need to know the perspective of the students to be successful in their future. So knowing the information that I want to know, which is hopefully that students find performing arts educationally beneficial, that it will help convince school districts to fund them better, or even better, to add these performing arts into their school districts, as my school district does not have orchestra. My conclusion: we will be evaluating the perception of performing arts within the Kansas City communities. My study will ask high school students from around the Kansas City area to gauge their perception of the educational benefits of performing arts. And I will ask performing arts teachers from the school district to distribute the survey, even if they need to use class time to do so. We are hoping to see that students find educational benefits of performing arts and thus adding value to the arts. Here's my reference page. And thank you for taking the time to listen to my presentation.